Unaffordable housing costs can force families to spend less on other basic necessities like health care or food, to cut costs by seeking lower quality childcare, and to underinvest in important long-term assets like education or retirement savings. Sometimes it means deciding between clean clothes, food on the table, or heat in the home.
According to compiled reports from Wood TV and the Grand Rapids Press, rising housing costs have led to a spike in homelessness.
Last year, the majority of Kent County's 2,392 homeless students and their families were living doubled up with multiple friends or relatives in a cramped space, slept in cars, parks, motels, or secured a rare opening in a family shelter.
Unstable living conditions and unmet needs lead to not only physical health issues, but mental and emotional struggles for kids as well.
The average cost for one load at the laundromat has risen to almost $5 per load, plus the cost of single-use detergent.
It's time for the church to get back to being the church. Let's get out and love our neighbors.
I'm an ordained pastor in the Wesleyan Church, and I help plant a church in the urban part of Grand Rapids. I've always had this passion for lost people, and in everything that I planned and did, evangelism tended to be part of what I was trying to do. It's just kind of a part of who I am. In 2019, our family was hit by several medical emergencies, and ultimately, I was ushered into a fight for my life with leukemia. And while that's not the focus of the story, I have come to realize that it is a major part of the journey. Though it was hard to hear God say it, I was intended to lose that battle. But He claimed that the intense intercession of my church family caused Him to change His plan for me. And now He was going to blow my mind. I went through a huge transition in my place at work, and God moved me from my role in family ministry to outreach pastor. And so God kept using me in the most broken and beautiful places. Among the people who believed that there was no place for them in God's eyes, and certainly no place for them in the church. In fact, they had routinely been rejected from the local church. My heart broke over and over, listening to people's stories and seeing them with God's heart as the Spirit enabled me. This began a journey over a year of sitting in lament and sobbing with God. Why has society become so afraid and so distant from the church, feeling only rejection and hate? I can't express how overwhelming it was to feel God's heartbreak. He kept me in that space, bringing me over and over and over to passages where He had called His church to care for the widow, for the orphan, for the stranger. Over and over to passages where Jesus loved and cared for them and called the church to do so. I had been volunteering for a while with a local nonprofit and was helping offer showers to our unhoused population along with food. And I noticed how many folks would come out wearing the same dirty clothes as they went in with. During this time, God kept giving me this repetitive dream, over and over the same dream. I was building this mobile unit where people would have access to washers and dryers and showers and more. How crazy is that, God? Like, why are you having me dream this way? So I just prayed each time that He gave me that dream, and I shared it with my husband, Chuck, who joined me in that prayer. Could God honestly be asking us to do what was in my dreams? I'd never wanted to do something this big if it was simply my idea, but only if it was God Himself who was calling us to do this, and only if He was going to bless it. We began being approached by messenger after messenger, and God wanted me to tell you something type messages. I think one that really sealed the reality that God really was calling us to this happened at a conference in Orlando when a lady came running and hollering across an empty parking lot. Hey, I know this may sound odd, but God showed me to you, and you're glowing. He said that He's about to do something big with you, and that you shouldn't be timid in following His lead. Gosh, God is so excited. I can feel it. So now I'm excited. Can I pray with you? Can I be Facebook friends with you so that I can watch what He does in your life? Another happened at church one morning when a woman who had been attending recently, released from incarceration, and living in a shelter, she approached me one morning. I was given a message from God to share with you. It's kind of odd. He's showing me something that kind of looks like a laundromat, but it moves around a lot. Does that make any sense to you? And of course I laughed because it made perfect sense. There was many more of these stories, but moving on, it was after that God asked me, have you connected the dots yet, dear daughter? This lament over the broken relationship between the church and my lost people is the exact reason that I'm asking you to build this bridge, the mobile resource trucks. I want you to provide these basic needs resources in these mobile trucks, which you will pull into my church parking lots. This becomes a bridge between my followers, who are sometimes afraid to step out of the church, and my lost people, who are often afraid to step into a church building. Man, it blew my mind. Every moment I thought back, I could see God's hand at work in all of the details, and He was doing prep, especially in the hard and painful part. He was moving. That's the story of how Neighbor Love came to be. Fast forward to the details. We have filed all the paperwork. We've got our 501c3 status and begun fundraising. And Chuck has created a 3D model of what our first mobile unit will look like. Our goal is to focus on getting the first unit on the ground and into church parking lots as soon as possible. As the local church, we are uniquely called to love our neighbor well. This resource is a tangible way, meeting their needs, that we can be the love and light to those in our communities. What this means is that we can use your help. If God has stirred something in your heart saying that your church needs this ministry, pray. If He has stirred something in your heart telling you that your church should be a part of investing in this outreach, the hands of the local church, then donate. If you as an individual desire to give, we would love for you to get involved. If you have special skills that would assist in the construction of these mobile units, please contact us. We would love your assistance. If you have fundraising skills and can be a blessing to us with your wisdom, please connect with us. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. Thank you for your support. Let's go out and share neighbor love.